Hello, welcome. We are going to make our own weather report today using some Canva magic. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get an almost production quality video out for you, and we're going to use Canva, and we're going to use some of the AI features within Canva to achieve that. So let's take a look. I am Cornelius Cron. I am coming to you from Lloydminster, Alberta / Saskatchewan, and I am on Treaty 6 territory. Thank you very much to Logix Academy for hosting this session and for inviting me to participate. I really appreciate it. And also thank you to Microsoft for funding this event. This wouldn't be possible without their funding, so thank you to them. So how do you make your own weather report? Let's take a look. I'm going to break it down into 4 steps for us. We're going to talk about the writing of the script. We're going to talk about taping. We're going to talk about the editing, and then we're going to talk about polishing, finishing it off, making sure that it is close to production quality. And you'll be able to do this whether you are at home, whether you're at work, or whether you are in the classroom. So let's take a look at the first portion. We are going to create our forecast script. So what we're going to do in a little bit is we're going to create a new document in Canva. We're going to log in and create a new document. We're going to use the Magic Write feature. And that is an AI that's embedded in Canva, and it is really, really good. I've used it several times here. So as with any AI, you need to make sure that you have a specific prompt that you're giving it. I like to think about raft, role, audience, format, and topic. So we're going to write a weather forecast for today and the next few days. That is going to be our generic kind of starting prompt. And then we're going to cite a specific season. So for example, we're going to say, it's spring or it is winter right now. And we're also going to cite a specific region, for example, the prairies or the Maritimes, or for a major city, whatever you would like to locate your weather forecast in. And we're going to specify whether we're going to use Celsius or Fahrenheit. As we're in Canada, I'm going to stick with the Celsius format. So let's get started. I'm just going to change my screen so that I'm on my home screen here. So here I am on my home screen. You'll see I'm logged in already, and I've got some previous designs listed here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this right here, create a new doc. It's going to go through the process of giving me a new canvas, a new working area, and right away, you'll notice that I've got my menu on the left-hand side, but I've also got a menu that's right here, and it's attached to my cursor. And the very first thing is Magic Write. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to write my, my prompt. So write a weather forecast for today and the next 2 days. Assume you are in the prairies in the springtime. Use Celsius and make each day different but believable. Once I'm done with that, I'm just going to press generate, and away it goes. Wow, that's pretty quick. It's got already today's forecast right here. Well, today, March 26, 2023. And then we have got 2 more days, the day after tomorrow as well. Sorry, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. So I've got 3 days of weather for us there. Now, I like that, but I am going to say this but. So I'm going to say create a opening script for a, no, I'm going to delete that. And I'm just going to say add a opening for an imaginary newscast. Also include an ending. And I'm just going to press generate once more. And there it goes. And now I have got good evening and welcome to tonight's Prairie Weather Update. I'm your host, bringing you the latest forecasts, etc. And then I've got my forecast here. And that's a nice little script. Once I like it, I'm just going to press insert, or I can press enter. So once again, here's what I did. I opened a new doc, I hit Magic Write, and I provided it with the prompt for me, and it calculated that prompt for me. So what we're going to do is we are going to give you a chance to do that. Remember to write a good prompt, write a weather forecast, cite your specific season, a region, specify Celsius or Fahrenheit, and make sure that you adjust it as needed. Maybe you don't take the first draft that it suggests for you. So let's pause here. You're going to open your new doc, and you can use Magic Write to write your script. All right, welcome back. Now we are going to get going with our taping. We've got that fantastic script that AI has given us, and we are going to create a new video. I'm going to talk briefly about what the setup could be like, and then we're going to record. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the video from the frame that it gives us to start. So don't worry about what it looks like at the start. We're going to fix that afterwards. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use the magic of AI, and we're going to remove the background from our video that we have recorded. So once again, I'm going to go to my Canva, and here is my script. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to go to Canva one more time. This time, instead of a doc, I'm going to go all the way over here to this pinky purple video. I'm going to say, let's create a video. And we've got templates and things down here. We don't want any of that. We just want a plain old video. I'm going to choose 1080p. Yeah, 1080p. And once again, it's going to create the canvas for me. And if you're looking through the menus, you're not really going to find anything that says videotape, record yourself. What you want to do is you want to go into the upload section right here. And what you want to do is you want to look at the top, and here it says record yourself. So I'm going to use that button. I'm going to record myself. It's going to set me up with this frame like you see. It's going to make sure that I've got my camera selected, my microphone selected, etc. And it puts me in this weird circle. This is what I was talking about. Don't worry about what it starts as. We have a solution for that. We're going to fix that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about setup very briefly. I do have an external mic. Your internal mic for your Chromebook or your laptop should be absolutely fine for what you're doing, as long as you're in a quiet location. The way that I have things set up here in my office is I've got my laptop in front of me, and I've got it hooked up to an external monitor just behind my screen. Now, the reason I did that was I'm going to put my script on the monitor that's behind, so that when I'm looking at my camera right there, it's going to look as if I'm looking at my camera. That's one of the things that they do in a studio, is have the teleprompter right above the camera and set a little distance away so that it looks like I'm looking at that camera. So I'm just going to set things up here. I'm going to grab my video, and I'm going to bring it to my laptop screen, which is right here. And I'm going to make sure that you guys are seeing my laptop screen here. No, I'm going to, let's see, how can I do this? Click on here. And no, that's not going to work. Okay. I'm going to put the script in front of me, and I'm going to put the video back up here. Okay, so my script is going to be in front of me here. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for myself. Thank you for your patience. And over here, once I am ready, I am just going to press this record. Just before I do that, know that you're going to get a 3, 2, 1 countdown. So any final changes you need to make, you would do that now. So I'm going to press record. There's my countdown. 3, 2, 1. Good evening and welcome to tonight's Prairie Weather Update. I'm your host, bringing you the latest forecast to help you plan your day. From chilly mornings to sunny afternoons, we've got all the details you need on what's in store for the days ahead. So grab your jackets and umbrellas and let's dive into the weather for the prairies. As we take a look at today's weather, expect a mix of sun and clouds with temperature starting at a brisk 3 degrees Celsius, warming up to a comfortable 15 degrees by this afternoon. Just a slight chance of an afternoon shower, so keep that umbrella handy. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we can anticipate more cloud cover with highs reaching around 12 degrees Celsius and a 40% chance of light rain in the late afternoon. And for the day after tomorrow, good news, we'll see a return to sunny skies with temperatures soaring to 18 degrees Celsius, perfect for outdoor activities. That wraps up our weather forecast for the prairies. Stay tuned for more updates and be sure to check back with us for the latest developments. Until then, stay warm and enjoy the beautiful weather to come. And I simply press done when I am done. All right, I'm going to get rid of this script so I can see what you are looking at. And you'll notice that it is processing here. It's thinking. I can move this around if I wanted to. It does. Good evening and welcome to tonight's Prairie Weather Update. So there's my recording. Again, it's in this. I'm your host. It's in the silly circle. So I'm going to deal with this silly circle right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my mouse, or I'm going to 2-finger click on my trackpad, whatever one is easier for you. And I am going to bring you the latest. What I want to do is choose the option that says forecast to help you plan your day from chilly mornings to sunny afternoons. We've got all the details you need on what's in store for the days ahead. Oh, that's my problem. I need to press save and exit first. My apologies. Here is where we're going to do that. It's going to insert that video. As you can see in my uploads, it is in videos. It's just going through the process of adding that video. I'm not sure where it has gone. Usually it shows up right there. Did I press cancel? Either way, I have a video that I did earlier. This is a different weather forecast, but we can use that. Once it's in here, what you would do is you would 2-click, and you'll notice at the bottom, we've got an option. What you will see is an option that says remove background, remove video. That's from frame, something to that effect. And what you're going to do is you're going to click that, and you're going to get this lovely square video. Now, what you're going to do, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click this background remover. And all that's going to do is remove all of these things from the background. And that's pretty quick. It has removed the background. You might see it thinking through and a little progress wheel right here instead of play. But it's all set for me. So at this point, what we are going to do is we are going to get you a chance to create your new video. Make sure you got a setup there. If you want to print the paper, you can print the paper. It gets a little bit rustly if you have a piece of paper. So having that second screen is a help, but you don't have to have that. You're going to do your recording. And what I want you to do is remove the video from frame. That's the words that it uses. And then you're going to remove the background as well, so that basically you are a floating head. So remove that background. All right, we are going to pause here, and you're going to get a chance to create that video, record yourself, and remove the background. Awesome. We are going to move ahead to the next phase. We are going to talk a little bit about editing our forecast recording. So we're going to split. If I want you to think, I want you to think about the old-fashioned days when we actually had like a strip of film, and in order to edit things together, you physically had to cut that film in several spots and then tape it together. That's essentially what we're going to do here today. We're going to split using some digital scissors. So I'm going to go back to my video right here. I'm going to name it, might as well since I'm here, weather forecast spring. And I could add my name if I'm dealing with some students, just so that they can see me model that. A couple things to note. Right now, this video is just a free-floating video. I could have added it as the background. So if I click on this and say set video to background, it actually just fills the frame with that video, and I can't move it at all. I'm just going to undo that. I like it as the free floating picture because I actually want to insert a picture here in the background. When you bring in something, what happens is when you bring it in to just inside, it's going to try to fill that entire frame. But if you see it like this, that means that it's going to be a free floating image. So I'm going to bring that back over here. Before I get to splitting our video, what I want to do is I want to go to my elements and I want to add a bit of a background. I have that floating head, and so I don't like that white background. I want a bit of a background to the entire thing. So I'm going to grab this weather forecast picture, and this time I do want it as my background. So I'm going to make sure it's nice and big. See how it expands when I just move into the side? If it's small like this, it's just going to be a free floating picture, but I do want it as my background. So I'm going to bring it just to the side there, let it go. And now I've got a background, but you've noticed my head disappeared. No stress about that. I'm going to click on position, and over here, I'm just going to send this picture all the way to the back, and poof, my image, my video shows up there. And I can then click on my video and I can position myself wherever I might want to be. I can increase the size, I can decrease it, and I can position it using those handles here to change the size, and then clicking on an actual part of the video to move it. All right, so here's the beginning of my video, and now it's time to start doing some recording. I'm just going to maximize my screen here so that I can see a little bit more. Let's go to this view. All right, so along the bottom, you'll see I've got my film strip. It's essentially what it is from the beginning to the end. I got about 1.5 minutes. And what I want to do is I want to say, hey, it's today's weather forecast. So I'm going to use the magic of AI here, and I'm going to generate a brief description. I'm going to say spring in the prairies. I want it to create an image of spring in the prairies. And I'm going to say generate images. While it's doing that, while it's thinking, that's AI doing its work, I'm going to come over here to the right. I'm going to watch my video and listen. Again, this is a different script than the one that the AI generated for me, but I needed to have a video to show you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cornelius Cron, here to bring you the latest weather updates. As we know, spring is a season of change, and this week's forecast is no exception. Let's dive right into the current conditions and what you can expect over the next few days. Right.
So I'm just going to shrink this down. Nope, I'm going to. Now, this is what I wanted to play.
Good evening,
so I want to find the spot
you can expect over the next few days.
Right about there where I kind of transition into a different topic. I'm going to right click where my playhead is. That's that black line. That's the playhead. And I'm just going to say split page. What that's done is that's simply cut a line between this portion of recording and this portion of recording. So it's slightly different. So I'm going to look at my graphics here. There, they are okay. I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm going to say changing weather during spring in the prairies. I'm going to have that regenerate something else. That wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And I'm going to go through here and I'm going to keep splitting. Let's see what we've got here as we listen to this first part of the day.
Humidity levels are moderate at about 55%, making it feel just right for an evening stroll or some light outdoor activities.
And one more time, I'm going to split that page there. So I'm going to go through this entire thing and I'm going to find the times that I switch topics when I either get into the actual forecast or I get into tomorrow and the following day and the following day. And I'm just going to say split page there. And I'm going to do it one more time. That's approximately where I just go into my ending and I'm going to split the page one last time. I haven't actually deleted anything. I haven't changed my recording. I've just blocked off specific times when I change the topic. And the reason for that is I want to add, I really like this picture here. I'm going to add this picture to this beginning section. I know I'm editing this beginning section because the purple line is around it. So there is the prairies and there is a picture to denote the prairies. If I go to my next section, you'll notice that picture is gone. And that's what we want. We only want that picture in this first part because I'm going to add a different graphic here and I'm going to add a different graphic here. I'm going to add one more different graphic here at the end. So I'm going to pause here. And what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to add that background. And I'm going to get you to add some magic elements, but also split your script in a couple different spots where it naturally makes sense for you to split it. Again, to split it, you're going to 2-finger click on your trackpad if you have a laptop, or you are going to right click on your mouse if you have a mouse. All right, welcome back. I hope you had fun splitting your tape and adding some magic elements. I'm going to go back to my Canva screen where I'm doing my weather forecast, make sure that I actually spell weather correctly. And I had added some, I used Canva earlier, the Magic AI, to create some images that I wanted to include. So I've got this amazing little duck here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to switch my screen again. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the right section of my video. Scroll back. I've got my element added there. I'm going to add another one here. I'm just going to click and drag it and pull it in. Make sure that it doesn't cover the entire thing. The last thing I'm going to do here is I am going to click on my next part. Add some images. This duck is in a thunderstorm. And then my second last image, I'm going to add, I can add it directly. Nope, that inserted it. That's not what I want. Undo. I want to click on that first, and then I want to bring that image in. Otherwise, it inserts it as a separate item. And then the last page, I'm just going to add this final image of this cute little duck walking in the rain. Again, all of these images of the ducks, they were AI generated. I used the magic, where's my mouse? I went into elements and I went down to the bottom where it said generate your own AI images. So those are all AI image generated. Okay, so what are we going to do here? What's the next thing that we are going to do? We're going to get broadcast ready. We're going to add some opening and closing elements. We're going to add some music, and then I'm going to show you how to download and share. So those are the things that we are going to do here. All right, I'm back in my video, and I want to add something to the beginning. Canva has a whole bunch of pre-made elements already for you that you can add. I'm going to go into my elements and I'm just going to do a search for a weather report. And I'm going to click on videos because I want to include a video here. Let's do a different phrase, weather report. Oh, elements, not quite what I want. Let's go back and let's try news. This is what I wanted. Okay, so I want to add this video right here to the beginning. I'm going to scroll over to the left. I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to drop it right there. You'll see that purple bar. Now it's inserted this 10-second video. As I go, as it's inserted, it kind of gives you an idea of what that's going to look like. Now, 10 seconds is a little bit long. I'm just going to shrink that down to about five seconds or so. I'm going to go into my text, and I'm going to add a bit of a title. And that title is going to be Spring Weather. Let's make it Spring Prairie Weather. I'm going to move it to where I want it. I'm going to make any adjustments I want in terms of color and size. Maybe I actually want it on 3 separate lines. And what I can do is I can grab that now and bring it there. And I'm going to add my name there as well. And I added that as a separate item, and you'll see why in just a second. So again, I can preview this. It's got motion in the background, which is nice. And it's got that text there. I'm going to add some motion to that text. So I'm just going to select that text box. I'm going to grab Animate, and I'm going to grab this typewriter effect. Beautiful. Once I select it, I get some options. Do I want it to animate at the beginning of that 5-second clip and at the end? Just at the beginning or just at the end? I want it just at the beginning, and I'm going to make it just a little bit faster so it types a little bit quicker. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with that, but I'm just going to have it ascend. I'm just going to have it pop up, and again, just on enter. So I got that nice little animation. Bring that playhead back to the beginning and press play. Now, not only do I have motion in the background, I've got my title with some motion as well. Fantastic. Love it. Another element to make it look a little bit more polished. I'm going to click on my elements one more time, and I'm going to say news report. I'm going to press search, but then I'm going to click on audio, and it's going to give me some options for some music items. None of those look exactly like I want. Let's do this news intro instead and take a listen. All right, that sounds about right. So I'm going to grab that. Sounds like what I listened to last night on the news. I'm going to drag it. I'm not going to put it on this clip because then it would only play during that clip. I'm not going to put it there. I want it actually going through the whole thing. So I'm going to drag it right to the bottom here. Notice how I've got those sound waves show up. I'm going to click on that and pop it in. Now, when I watch it,
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cornelius Cron, here to bring you the latest.
That timing is just a little bit off, but that sounded pretty good in my opinion. I'm going to grab this little part. I'm going to drag it because what I want is this. This is that loud sting. I'm just going to drag that part back so that sting is just before I start talking, like that. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm going to watch that one more time, make sure it's where I want it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cornelius Cron, here to bring.
Sounds pretty good to me. All right. So I now have that opening sequence. I've got some music. And the last thing I want to add in the polishing department is I want to add a closing. And look at that. I've got those there. I'm not quite sure how they got there. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to right click and press copy. I'm a big fan of keyboard shortcuts, so normally I would just Control C that. I'm going to click on this last clip, and one more time, I'm going to right click and press Control V, and it's going to add that last part to the video there at the end. I'm just going
Temperature will fluctuate throughout the day.
There we go. That's my ending. All right. So I have got a lovely little beginning, middle, and end. I've got my opening with some music. I've got my weather report with a video that I recorded of myself and some images. And then over at the end, I've got that closing. So I'm going to give you a chance to make that happen for yourself. So take some time, polish that video up, add your opening, add your closing, add your music. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to share that just to finish things off. Okay, welcome back. We are going to take a look at the last, very last part, and that's sharing before I wrap things up here. So in order to share, what you're going to do is you're going to press this share button that's in the top right-hand corner. We're going to press share, and because I was doing a video, it already, sorry, I want to download that in order to share it. It's already selected the file type as a video for me. There are some other options that I could do, but I do want it just to be a video. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press download. And that's going to give me a file. With that file, it can go into my drive. It can go onto emails. It can get uploaded to YouTube. It can just go into your drive. Wherever you might want it to be, that's where it can be because you have a digital copy of that file. All right, it's going through that process. It is a 1.5-minute long video, so it's going to take just a little bit of time, but it will be done before you know it. I'm going to go back to my main presentation here, and I just want to go over. To create our weather forecast, our first stage was we did some writing. You could have students or yourself write that forecast ahead of time, just pencil paper or type it out. But we use the AI feature to create a lovely script for us. We then used that script to do the taping. We opened a new project and we created a video project. We set it up so that my script was in front of me and the video was also right there, so that when I looked at my script, it looked like I was looking into the screen. And then we looked at editing. So imagine a pair of digital scissors that is just snipping that page in specific spots that you want. The reason we want it snipped like that is when we add those AI magic graphics to it. If I didn't have it snipped, then that single graphic would appear across the entire film strip, across that entire video. And I didn't want that because I wanted to change out those graphics as I talked about different things, because that makes it just a little more visually interesting. And then the last thing we did was we took a look at polishing up our forecast. What we did was we added an opening sequence, we added an ending sequence, and we added some music. If you don't like the opening and ending sequences that Canva already has pre-made for you, in that image generation, that AI, it will actually generate a video for you as well. You just tab over to the video section instead of images, and it will give you about a 2-second image, sorry, a 2-second video to include there. All right, that's me. My name is Cornelius Cron, and I hope you had some fun, and I hope you learned something. Thank you once again. Any feedback, please provide it at bit.ly/logicsfeedback, and we will see you around. Thanks a lot.